here to talk about. And I mean, what a show, right? David and myself, we went to the United Center the other day to witness the Elimination Chamber in person. And then Chris, of course, watched it from the comfort of his living room. Was Arlene watching too, or is it just you watching?
No, I actually went
Chamber?
to my client's house, who's a big wrestling fan, because he
Nice.
has a friend that usually watches with him and his wife, but he wasn't there, so I was like, "Yo, let me come over," because Arlene went out for a birthday thing for one of her coworkers, so I didn't want to be
Oh,
solo
cool.
about it. Shout out to Noel.
No. How did Noel like the Elimination Chamber? What did they think?
He loves Danhausen, so he was like legitimately shocked they actually went through with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you saw like there were like teases like a day or two before, and of course people were expecting. I think there was a chunk of the crowd that was expecting Jericho to show up, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Danhausen in our second segment. But yeah, I mean, I think that was probably one of the most newsworthy parts since everyone's either complaining about it or enjoying that he is in WWE. But we can save it for the end. But I thought overall the chamber itself was great. All solid matches all around. I was excited to see Seth Rollins back. Great entrance from CM Punk. But yeah, why don't we just kind of go match by match and then just kind of talk about it a little bit. We could start off with the women's chamber, which had Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, great. I think it was a great match to start the show. I felt like the crowd was into it, but I rewatched it again on my TV, and it didn't seem like it really translated well on television.
No.
Like I felt like normally, and maybe it is what Steve Austin liked about the Allstate Arena because of the way it's structured acoustically with like the wooden paneling and stuff. I feel like maybe the noise is it just goes out better than in the United Center, which is like bigger and
bounces
it's
back to
concrete
the microphones at the Allstate.
Yeah. Because I feel like, I mean, the United Center is like a concrete city, and then it's bigger, so it's got. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I felt like there was an energy in the building, but it didn't seem to translate well on TV.
Honestly, it was a pretty bad night of predictions for me. It was pretty bad. I think I got AJ, and that was it, I think.
Yeah, because you said Finn Balor, and I thought that was a long shot. And then I think you also said...
I said Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, yeah.
I said LA Knight.
Yep, wrong and wrong. And of course, the women's chamber, in the women's chamber match, Rhea Ripley wins.
Boo.
David, how did you feel about Rhea Ripley winning the match versus one of the other girls?
It was cool. Can't complain. Interesting that she's not going to be tag teaming and switching over to a SmackDown feud.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what that means for Io Sky, and maybe we'll get an answer on Monday Night Raw. But I thought that was the most interesting because we have seen Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill this past summer, and I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't as great as it could have been in terms of their feud last summer. So I think just having Rhea Ripley, someone who has that same kind of stature and just badassery like Jade Cargill, I think that can make for a good match. And I don't think it's ever been done before, so that's a WrestleMania worthy main event for me. But I thought they pulled out a solid showing. All the women in that match did a great job. couple of high spots. I think Alexa Bliss did her, was it Twisted Bliss off the top of the grate, I think.
Yeet.
And I think they caught her that time. I know that there's been that conversation about people not catching folks when they're doing their backflips on the internet recently, but great spot from Alexa Bliss there. Yeah, Chris, what do you think? Rhea Ripley winning the chamber.
I think
You
it's
just said boo. but-
yeah. I mean, you knew where I wanted to be, but I think was it Raquel that pinned both Asuka and who did she pin?
She double
twice?
pinned, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. She took Asuka and someone else out just over a power slam or
That
something.
just shows her dominance.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
She stacked them.
I
Stacked them and
guess.
pinned them.
Yeah, but I mean, I could take it or leave it. I guess I'll say that.
So were you hoping that it would have been Alexa Bliss for you?
Yeah, I would have been fine with Raquel. So Rhea Ripley. I mean, I say after having that post match clarity, like I see why Rhea Ripley makes sense to go against Jade Cargill because they are two, muscle mommies. So it looks good on a card.
True. And then with that, after that match ended, then we moved on to Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee, which I thought was a I thought it was a good match. Like from our perspective, watching it in the building, I thought it looked really good. I know it was AJ's first singles match, and what did they say, like 13 years, something like that. So great showing. I thought that when I looked back at it, because people were like complaining about, I don't even know, like they thought it wasn't as, it was a little messy in some parts, but I don't know, Chris, how did that translate for you when you were watching it? Did you feel like it was?
Yeah, I was
Messy.
reading some comments that were saying like she couldn't keep up. I think Noel said something about like their styles were kind of clashing as they were kind of going through their moves.
David, what did you think of the match?
I thought it was pretty good for a return match. Like I didn't think anything was wrong with it. I didn't feel like anything was out of place. I mean, I haven't watched it back yet, but like being there, like there's definitely been times where I've sat there and went, "Oh, this is dragging" or something. These two shouldn't be wrestling or like anything like that. I didn't come across any of those thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like in the building, I thought the energy was sustained, and then when she initially did the tap, and then of course they had the spot where the referee was knocked out, and then you can't see it, and the crowd was getting pretty hot, and then of course when she finally won, I thought the crowd did a great job. But again, like I heard like it was a good pop in on the TV, but again, like from what I heard in the building was not translating on the
We
TV.
had a dead section.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys
No, we
sit?
had a dead.
We were in section 114. So we were like, it's lower level, but it was like that highest row up there. So David was like sitting right where the stairs are. And then I was to the left of him. I mean, the kid next to me was pretty engaged. He was talking with me.
I can't say the
time.
same about my neighbor.
Yeah, your neighbor next
No
next to me
selling
was
everything.
frowning. Didn't look like they were enjoying themselves.
Like,
I'm like, why
this
would you
was
pay
him the
this
whole
much
time.
money?
This
Why
was
would
him
you
the whole
pay?
time.
Yeah, that face right there. I'm like, why would you pay that much money just to why even show up? Like, I guess just to take in the atmosphere. But even if you're taking in the atmosphere, you clearly from your facial, expressions, it didn't seem like you were enjoying yourself. So. I don't understand some folks. Like if you're paying that kind of money, like if you're going to a wrestling show, I don't understand why you don't want to just like put in the energy and like chant, do something. Like, I don't know, like why do you sit on your hands the entire
Right.
time? That shit I don't understand from people.
Totally.
You look like Hey Arnold's cousin.
So AJ, of course, wins the Intercontinental Championship. And now, I mean, what do you think? Where does she go from here? Does she face Becky Lynch again at WrestleMania? Where do you foresee her and the title going between now and WrestleMania 42?
Some kind of a triple threat. Somebody gets put in between, maybe. Because, I mean, the only thing I could see at this point is a run back. But, we'll see what they kind of build on Raw this Monday.
Yeah. David, what do you think? Where do you think this where do you think this title feud goes? Do you think Becky Lynch is going to run it back with AJ, or do you think they're adding somebody, or is she setting her sights on somebody new? Where do you think it goes from here?
I think they'll run it back. If they don't, they'll probably tie it in with Maxine or Natty.
Yeah, I mean, I could potentially see maybe it could be a fatal 4-way match because Maxine was involved in the title picture. And then Natty's, of course, feuding with Maxine right now. And then, yeah, I mean, like Becky Lynch had it for a little bit. So I feel like it might be a little weird for her to not have a rematch. But
All right.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I think they might run it back with Becky Lynch. Either that or they insert Maxine and Natty into the title match at WrestleMania 42. And of course, the WWE did back-to-back Chicago favorites and their respective matches. We got CM Punk coming out to the iconic Bulls song at the beginning. And he faced Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk got a great reaction. I guess it died down a little bit when the match started, because when I was like rewatching it, like the commentators made like a note that it wasn't as loud as they thought it would be. Like they made a comment about it being a little quieter. Yeah,
That's a weird thing to even bring up. You're just trying to bury this match. Yeah, this ain't too hot.
They said
okay.
it was because Finn Balor. They were talking about how Finn Balor was like trying to get the energy out, and trying to win in CM Punk's hometown where he has the home field advantage. But again, like I thought it was a solid match. I mean, CM Punk has positioned himself as a fighting champion. I love that he did the sharpshooter reversal. The way that he delivered it, I thought it looked pretty damn painful, because sometimes I felt like Bret Hart, he stays up a little taller and then your abdomen is a little like looser. This one looked like he like went pretty far back from what I saw on the TV. So I thought the visuals looked pretty cool. But I thought I was expecting something from the Judgment Day, something happening there, but it seems like maybe they're positioning Finn Balor to be more of a face, and that's why he did the handshake at the end. And maybe they'll start doing this Judgment Day breakup on the road to WrestleMania for the next 6 or 7 weeks. So between now and WrestleMania 42, I think there's going to either be a breakup or it's on the road to a breakup. Maybe it'll happen at WrestleMania 42 instead, and then that story ends. David, but what do you think? Where does Finn Balor go from here?
The top.
That's right.
Around CM Punk. I think he'll end up either in a JD or Dom feud. It would be cool to see him go against Dom for the IC title.
Yeah.
Unless they prolong more Judgment Day stuff, then I hope they get him in some meaningful tag team. But I prefer them.
I could see Dom probably having to face Finn Balor for that Intercontinental Championship.
Or some multi-man stuff. That's usually what they end up doing for Intercontinental. And I think Dom's a good person to do that for, because it's just like, it fits into like his cowardness and the lie, cheating, and stealing.
I thought.
What'd you think? Yeah, go ahead.
I thought Punk was going to keep that jacket on next to Finn Balor with those shredded ass abs. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I'm not in good shape like that.
Here comes
I mean,
Dad bod.
Yeah, I mean, I think Punk is in good shape. I mean, not
No,
everybody
yeah, for
can
sure.
have that body fat percentage. The Larry jacket made me tear up when I saw it because I just thought the combination of like the Bulls music, him walking through the thing, and then they did a shot of his jacket with like the Larry picture. That was just a great visual, and I think it was a great overall memorable entrance that I think will be like a highlight of his career and something that people replay because I thought it was just a great production on that end. But Chris, what did you think of the match overall?
I thought the match was good. I thought the pacing was good, and they're both. I thought we were gonna get a New Japan Classic with the way they were kind of hidden in the beginning of the match.
Oh yeah, me too. I was like, oh, here comes the Greps.
Yeah, because they were moving pretty good in the beginning. I turned my head away a couple times, but it was a good match.
What do you think happens with? Well, go ahead.
I seen some discourse about like the Bulls theme being used and like all these nerds
What's the discourse?
complaining about that it should have been like his Ring of Honor music and all this stuff. But it's like, dude, you don't get to. How many times does a wrestler get to go to United Center except for Punk doing it 3 times? But it's like, how often do you get? How often do you get to be in Chicago, from Chicago, and walk out to that?
Right, exactly. In the United Center, and then under the WWE umbrella, like that doesn't really happen that frequently.
Under rafters that have both of your hometown teams banners above you, so it's like relax.
I was gonna say, did they throw that a banner up there too for Punk or no?
Yeah, they threw a banner up on the monitor or like the scoreboard monitors, and it was each of his title runs.
That was just CGI, right? They didn't actually,
No, they didn't drop real banners. He's not MJF.
yeah, but I thought that was a nice touch. I mean, solid match. I do think that the Judgment Day breakup is coming sooner than later. And it might happen at WrestleMania 42, if not beforehand. Like maybe they'll break up and then there will be some kind of like match to end this, faction. So we'll see. And then, of course, after this, we had Danhausen, but I'll save Danhausen for our second segment. But yes, in the box, Danhausen, it was revealed that Danhausen himself was there, and there were like 6 or so like dancers that came out of the coffin first.
Dancehausens.
And yeah, great. I thought the theme song was awesome. And then, of course, he gave Michael Cole a jar of teeth. And I think that like one little firework that goes off was also an AEW gimmick too, right? Pretty sure.
Oh, it was Orange Cassidy's thing.
Oh, but I like the Danhausen like comedy and persona, like that fits him very well too. Very nice, very evil. And of course, the final men's chamber, which was Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Logan Paul. So, of course, our original match card was a little outdated because Jey Uso was attacked on SmackDown, got replaced by Logan Paul. And Logan Paul in this match, I think he pinned 3 guys. He ended up pinning LA Knight. I think he pinned Javon Evans and Trick Williams, right? He pinned 3 dudes.
Y'all saw that LA botch?
I mean, he just kind of tripped a little bit on the
turnbuckle. It was that turnbuckle.
That was a pretty high spot, though. He was going to go LA Knight, and then he fucking, so he like, all right, I'm going to go stop this guy.
The same thing.
I didn't notice it.
And
Same night?
turnbuckle. Yeah.
Damn, cursed.
Yeah, it was the cursed turnbuckle.
I mean, I think I saw it. I didn't really like see from my vantage point because I just looked.
We had to
at
look through the
chamber.
pod to see that.
Where we
that
were
exact
sitting.
moment.
I mean, I think that was nice because then it wasn't just grates. You could actually like see through the pod. So where Asuka was positioned, and I forgot who was in the chamber pod for the men from our angle.
Orton.
Whoever was it, Orton?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Orton's in Asuka's pod. It was a clear shot through the middle, so it was good. But it was also in the United Center. They have like the huge screens in the middle, and they also had tinier screens in the corner too. So I think you're able to see, regardless. Because I feel like traditionally any cage, Hell in a Cell, things like this, it's not always the easiest to see through when you're
Punjabi
in person.
Prison.
Yeah, Punjabi prison. I mean, that's another one. You got the screens and stuff, but yeah, it's not always the easiest to view in the arena itself. But yeah, I mean, Logan Paul eliminated 3 guys. Before that, though, he got beat up by Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. Someone was jokingly saying, chanting Happy Black History Month because Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams are beating up Logan Paul. Once I thought that was pretty funny. And they brought out the masked man again, or another masked man, because there was one that showed up on SmackDown who was also, I think, from Black and Brave Wrestling. And then another masked man showed up right before a third masked man shows up. And of course, it's Seth Rollins with a giant pop from the United Center.
Pop of the night.
I think I figured it was Seth Rollins. I wasn't sure if they were like doing some weird scrapped thing, but I think, I don't know if this was planned or not, but it ended up being Seth Rollins, and I think it was the right person to be under that mask. I don't know where he goes from here, though. I guess he'd be feuding with the Vision, so maybe he faces
Brock.
Logan Paul in the Vision. Brock, you think? I don't know. I feel like it has to be. I think it has to be involving Paul Heyman in some form. So maybe it's Brock Lesnar, but he's not in the Vision. And I don't know what Logan Paul would be doing at WrestleMania 42. So I could
Catering.
Yeah, I mean, but I could see, like, from a storyline perspective, them having some kind of blow off match. Because I mean, Bronson is injured. Braun Breaker is injured. You could have Austin Theory, I guess, but I feel like Austin Theory. I honestly thought that he was working for Seth Rollins when they initially introduced him. So I still
could be.
Yeah, I still think he might be some kind of mole. Because it's weird that Seth Rollins' goons were all masked, and then Austin Theory had the same idea. So I think he might be working for Seth Rollins. But Chris, what do you think? What do you think of Seth Rollins' WrestleMania future? Where does he go from here?
It's tough to say. I mean, my initial thought was like because of the Paul Heyman thing and how Paul Heyman reacted. He was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" I love his reactions. They're always so good and over the top. I was thinking Brock, but doesn't he have an open challenge? Doesn't Brock have an open challenge or something?
He does. I mean, Paul Heyman on the screen put out like all the dates that he's appearing, which I think was also half like of a marketing tactic. Like, hey, he's coming to a town near you. Get my tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like he's supposedly doing an open challenge. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, David, what do you think with like the chamber match? You had Seth Rollins showing up, mask comes off. Where do you think it goes from here?
Rollins versus Logan, not catering. Uh, maybe some new Vision members. It'd be interesting because if I feel like the Vision's slowly just turning into the Paul Heyman family,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and you might as well keep that going.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like, yeah, you could be the Heyman guys or whatever. And I
They
don't know.
tried it
I mean,
before.
yeah, like, does it? Do you think the masked men were just decoys, or do you feel like they might actually put them on the roster and maybe be part of Seth Rollins' actual own faction? I wonder if there's
Nexus.
something to that.
I think if they were gonna do that, they should take other active wrestlers from Black and Brave, like
Yeah.
Nathan Frazier,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, as opposed to like bringing these guys on. No offense to those guys. So I mean, hey, if you show up in WWE in your first day and are on the main roster like Danhausen,
Yeah.
good enough for you. Good for me. Like,
What if
NXT.
What if Seth goes into a triple threat with Roman and CM Punk?
I don't want to see that again.
Did they already do that?
I mean, they did like the no, the tag team last year. It was Roman.
What, last year's Mania night one?
Yeah. Wasn't that Punk, Seth, Roman?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was like betrayal, and then it
Yep.
was actually Seth Rollins.
It was
and
for
both of the
custody
guys
of
get
Paul
sued.
Heyman.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they could run it back, but I feel like Roman versus Punk as a singles match for the title is more intriguing. And I feel like, I mean, the Seth Rollins thing, I feel like he hasn't been as involved. I mean, he did have the World Heavyweight Championship, though.
But he lost
So,
it because of Heyman. He didn't lose it because he's mad at Heyman.
That's true.
True, but I mean, he also would want his title back. But I mean, yeah, I don't know how you do that. I mean, of course, Nick Aldis for the WWE Championship match because Randy Orton wins the Chamber, and it's partially due to Drew McIntyre also interfering. So you could say Cody Rhodes was distracted. Cody gets RKO'd, gets pinned by Randy Orton. Randy Orton goes on to WrestleMania to face Drew McIntyre unless Drew loses to Cody Rhodes because Nick Aldis, after the show, announced that Drew McIntyre is facing Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship on Friday Night SmackDown. So I think it's a possibility that Drew McIntyre loses the title to Cody Rhodes before WrestleMania, and then we get a Cody versus Randy Orton.
That's what I've been
match.
thinking. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a legacy thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I
'Cause that
mean,
would
they
make
have
more
a
sense.
bunch of history there. Yeah, it does make more sense. But then where does Drew go from here? You don't think
Nick Aldis
that they'll
match.
just-
Nick Aldis or Jacob Fatu because he just cost Fatu the match.
Yeah,
And him
that's
and
true.
Fatu have been up each other's bad
I mean, you
sides.
can make it a fatal four-way, I guess. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about those kinds of things where like you have this elimination chamber staple where the people who after the Royal Rumble winners pick their respective title belts, the chamber is supposed to serve as, you know, the other two belts. And then these two winners go on to WrestleMania. So if they add other people who didn't qualify, didn't have to go through a chamber in the title match, I feel like it kind of diminishes the chamber a little bit, you know, because they all had to go through hell. And then somehow the GM is like, well, we're just going to add you in. And now it's a triple threat or a fatal four-way. So I don't know how I feel about that. But I will say I do think that Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton is interesting. I could see Drew McIntyre facing Nick Aldis as kind of this. I don't want to say gimmicky match because I mean I guess because he's a general manager, but he is a wrestler. Like it's not like it's a Michael Cole, Like this guy's actually a trained wrestler. So I'd pay to see that. I'd be thinking it'd be great to see Drew McIntyre versus Nick Aldis. But I guess we'll see after SmackDown, right? But we can move on to